Hi, welcome to my Makeup Monday for Monday the 23rd of June. My name's Denisemaccabe and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the New South Wales Central Coast, so welcome. Now, normally my Makeup Monday is pre-recorded, but we were gallivanting on the weekend and I didn't get time to pre-record it, so I thought, you know what, let's go live. So that's what I've done. So if you jump on, please say hi. It's nice to know someone's watching. But yes, I know this is generally not the time I go live, so it's sort of a bit out of the ordinary, so I do know that. So let's go down to the craft desk and we can get started. Okay, so I wanted to... Hi Elizabeth, hi Tanya. I wanted just to remind you that this is the last week of the sweet sale, the buy one get one half price. Hi Margaret. So yeah, if you haven't already taken advantage of that, it's the last week. It runs through to next Monday, the 30th of June. So it's a good sale. So we are going to actually use a suite from the catalogue today, and I'm just moving all the little bits that I've just pushed out of the way. Pushed to one side. I don't even know where that marker is. That's not even on the page I want. So let's just get rid of it completely. I'm going back to the beautiful girl. Hi Jackie. Oh, from Minnesota. How are you over there today? Hi Janine. Thank you for joining. That makes me happy. I'm going back to the beautiful gallery suite. It's beautiful, and it's one of the mega suites in the catalogue, so you'd be hard pressed to get this one for half price because it's one of the dearer suites in the catalogue, but you could certainly get this suite collection and then choose, for example, the Kintsugi suite, and you'd get that for half price. So the cheaper suite is what's half price. You're hot over there, are you, Jackie? Well, we're very... Well, today is a beautiful day here where I am, and it's actually 21 degrees, which is quite warm. But our mornings and evenings are very chilly. Winter is upon us, and you're on your new tablet, Margaret. That's good. I hope it's working well for you. Hi, Joan. The mornings and evenings are very chilly, especially when I take my little doggy for a walk. It's quite cold. But today it's beautiful, and oh, fingers crossed. We are so hoping. My son and his fiance get married on Saturday in the Hunter Valley, and we are so hoping for a day like this, but the weather app is not saying that. But I'm trying to ignore the weather app and keep my fingers crossed that we get something like today. We just want it for the ceremony, for about half an hour or an hour in the afternoon. We just want beautiful sunshine, because the rest of the event is inside, so it doesn't matter after that. But it'd be just so lovely to have sunshine for the ceremony. Hi, Matthew Alford. Now, are you male or female? Are you under your partner's name, or is this you? It's 16 degrees in Glen Innes. There you go. So anyway, so the suite collection special is the cheaper suite is the one that you do get for half price. So you're male, welcome. It is the one you get for half price. So last week I showed one of my birthday cards from one of my friends, Felicity. She makes the most beautiful cards, and there's always lots of layers and lots of textures and just beautiful cards she makes. And so I thought I'd have a go at recreating it, because it is a double Z fold card, and she used the beautiful gallery suite, and so am I, but I have chosen a slightly different color combination. Oh, well done, Matthew. My son's name's Matthew, so good name, and good for you for making heaps of cards. I love that. So yes, so Felicity's cards are always lots of layers, lots of texture, and just always beautiful. So I'm going to have a go at recreating. I mean, I've done this fold before, but I haven't done lots of layers. So let's see how we go. So let me bring in what... Got a little flying bug on that card. Get off. what we're going to use today. So as I said, we're using the beautiful gallery suite. I probably will use the sentiment from the beautiful motifs suite, because the gallery blooms doesn't actually have sentiments in it. But this suite is a double suite, so you get stamps and dies for one bundle and stamps and dies for the second bundle. And then you get, what else do you get with this suite? Let me think. You get the Damask embossing folder, and you get the beautiful Gallery Blooms Designer Series paper. Now I've got 1.5 packs in here, so it does look a bit thicker. You get the Basic Beige ribbon and some, let me just find the embellishments. So I didn't get those out because I'm a silly duffer. They are in here somewhere. Here you go. The embellishments, which are the Pressed Flower Motifs. I think that's the ribbon. I think that's pretty much everything. So it is just a gorgeous suite. Oh, you ordered some of those sleeves. Look, I do have to tell you, the ones I ordered first came with a sticker, with stickers and the little Velcro dot. And they're the ones that fit perfectly inside the stamp case. I ordered another bundle off Amazon. Now these are an Amazon thing. Hi Lynn. Wow, I've got a great collection of people today. That's fantastic. These ones, I didn't realise I didn't order exactly the same ones, and they're slightly bigger. Can you see that they're slightly bigger? Just slightly, and they don't fit inside the stamp case. I was so sad. So I have ordered another pack of these, and I'll use these for something else. Hi Marilyn. Yeah, so these ones that I ordered, they didn't have the Velcro dot, and I didn't realise at the time that they weren't quite the same. And yeah, they don't fit inside the case. So I hope you got these ones, Tanya, with the Velcro dot. Because, I mean, these ones are great, and I will be able to use them, but the fact that they fit inside the case is just amazing. It's just the best thing. So I got them off Amazon for about $35, and I got a 10 pack. Oh, recovering after a car crash. Thoroughly recommend not crashing. I think you should thoroughly recommend not crashing. So on this, what did I? Oh, I also used, I've cut out one of these banners from the textured note dies. And I do know I spelled that incorrectly. I didn't spell it. But anyway, because I don't know what die this comes from, and I don't have it. So I thought I'll just go with that. So I did use one of those. So let's move things away, out of the way. Now when I cut into a pack of paper, I generally put my 6x6 into lunch bags, little Ziploc lunch bags, because they're a perfect fit, and I keep my backing piece. I put my scraps, when it's a suite like this that I'm using so much, I put my offcuts into another little separate bag. You missed having breakfast with me, Lynn. I'm so sorry. I did say at the very beginning that we had a little bit of a social weekend, and we didn't get home last night until about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I thought, oh, I don't think I'll pre-record my Make It Monday. I can do it live today, so that's why I did it. I won't probably do it all the time live, but I don't know. I've got a great collection of people watching. Oh, you did order the Velcro dot ones, Tanya. Yay. That is so good. What was I saying? I'm getting distracted with all the comments. Yeah, so I put my little offcuts in another bag when I'm using a suite extensively like I am with this one. And this one also has, actually let me grab my display sheet, that would be better. Here we go. These are the die cuts. So this is the Gallery Blooms one, so the stamped ones that are die cut and the standalone dies. And this one is the beautiful motif dies. So they are, oh hang on, I forgot the one I wanted to show you. So the Gallery Blooms also has this frame. So when you run the frame through your cut emboss machine, you get the big frame, you get this smaller frame, and you get this panel. So that's really good. And the beautiful motifs dies that goes with the stamp set, they don't cut any of the stamp set out. There's quite separate standalone dies, and these ones only partially cut, but they are really interesting to use. I do like them as well as these. So it is a big suite, and that's why it has a big price on it, but you do get a lot for it. So this little sandwich bag has all my little frames and other little die cuts that I've cut out, and I just sort of put them all in there, and then I know what I'm doing, hopefully. She says confidently. Okay, so let's bring in a make for today. So as I said, this one's Felicity's card, and I've used the same suite, but I've gone with different colors and papers. So, and also she's rounded the corners here, and I'm not going to do that. It's fine to do, but I'm just going to leave my corners the way they came. So I've got an A5 piece of cardstock, 21 centimeters by 14.9. I've scored it at 5.25 and 10.5. Or if you like, you can just score it in half and then just fold this back in half if you don't want to do that little extra bit of scoring. That's perfectly fine. So let's just get some nice crisp lines there. So this is Secret Sea. That's one of my new favorite in colors. And I've got a whole lot of things cut out here. Let me move over and see if I can stay in camera. I've got a whole lot of things cut out here. So I did a whole lot of die cutting yesterday morning before we went out, and I'm just sort of hoping I can remember what I was planning on doing. So I've got this piece from the Gallery Blooms Designer Series paper. Don't put your arm in those because they go flying. I've got this piece. It's got a beautiful scene on the back. I thought I'd put that there. I've got this piece of Basic Beige, embossed with the Damask embossing folder, which I thought I'd put on the front like Felicity has. She's got a piece of cloud cover on the front here, and she's put a piece of the paper in there and a piece of the Designer Series paper in there. So I'm sort of doing the same. And over here, she's put a panel of Designer Series paper here and here. And let me just look and see which ones I chose. I chose the same one as I've got in here. And I've chosen the back of a piece of the scenery one. So all these strips of Designer Series paper are 4.7 centimeters by 10 centimeters, and you need 3 of the Designer Series paper that size, and 1 piece of Basic Beige, 4.7 centimeters by 10. It is gorgeous paper, Matthew. It's very, very gorgeous. It's only 6 by 6 though. Some people don't like 6 by 6. I don't have a problem with it because I just work out different ways of using 6 by 6 to 12 by 12. But it is beautiful paper. So this piece of cardstock's exactly the same size, 4.7 by 10 centimeters, and I've just run that through the embossing folder. So let's put our matting pieces down. We'll start with this back piece. And it's gorgeous paper. It's a Stampin' Up paper pack, and as I said, it's 6 by 6, and it is $21.75 if you just wanted the paper. So I can put all those details underneath the YouTube video once I've finished. I can put all that information. So I'm going to pop one of these here. It's so hard to use the other, like cover up the other side, but you know, do what I did. Just get a second pack of paper. There's less wastage. Yes, you're quite right. I think there is less wastage with 6 by 6. 12 by 12 is more useful if you're a scrapbooker, but 6 by 6, so I think for card making is perfectly fine. Now I think Felicity, I think she's put another layer of the designer series paper underneath her cardstock that's been embossed, but I didn't bother with that. I just thought, no, I think I'll just go with a matting piece of embossed cardstock. So, but you can do it either way, not a problem. Okay, so we'll pop that down, and then we'll flip our Z fold over like so, and we're going to pop these ones here. She's done that too. Left the back blank. I'm going to put this one here. So it's a beautiful day today. Cold to start with, but beautiful. I'm going to take our little Rosie for a walk when I finish this video, because I decided not to get out of bed. It's in the 7 degrees this morning and take her for a walk, because I was going to a reformer Pilates class at 9:30, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go to my class and I'll walk her later. So I was, you know, a little bit cheeky. She was a bit confused, but she managed. Okay, so now, hi Sarah, thanks for hopping on. So now we've got all our panels that we want matted on our Z. So now I've got to just work out how Felicity did all these layers and layers and layers of texture. I think she put this panel on next. So this is another piece from the designer set. This is the only piece in this paper pack that I don't like. I love this side, but you know how you don't want to cover up one side or the other because they're both so beautiful? I have no problems covering this grid up, this sort of map. It looks like a road map to me, and I have no idea why it's in this paper pack. But it doesn't matter to me. That doesn't bother me because this piece is beautiful. Now this piece of designer series paper is, I've made it 7.5 centimeters by 14.8 centimeters, and I've scored it at, if you want to do it this, well, I scored it in half at 7.4, and then I've just folded that back on top of it in half again, but I think that score line works out to be 3.7 centimeters. So we're going to put the longer piece, the 7.4 centimeter piece, on our front there, and this shorter piece here. So I'm just wanting to work out where to put. I mean, if mine's not exactly the same as Felicity's, it doesn't really matter, I know, but I'm just trying, because normally I would put, I might come in a fraction, because she's got these frames all over the top, and that's what's going to challenge me, I think. But let's just, so that's going to sit like that, and it'll be a double Z. Can you see what I'm sort of doing? So let's put some glue where we want it, here. That's probably enough. And I'm going to put my piece of paper like so. I'm going to just secure this piece first, so I'll just hold that down. Okay, and now I'm going to put glue or tape. If you use tape, that's what you'd put, this is the panel you'd put that on, and it's going to go here. So I'm just going to put my glue on my back panel, and I'm just going to make sure I don't come unstuck. So I'm just folding it over, and I'm just going to press it down like so. You can lift the fold up and just get in there if you want to. And let's hope that's worked. Oh yes, look, it's looking okay. I wasn't sure at first if I was going to be able to. So that's that piece of paper, and it sort of ties in with the roses in the background, so I'm quite happy with that. Okay, now let's look at the card that we're casing. As I said, I've got multiple die cuts here. I have got a frame. The top frame here is cloud cover for my card. See, I'm not sure if I've made that big enough, because that's got to attach to here. See, I might still come unstuck unless I go right over. Anyway, and I noticed that she's got another little frame in behind. See, it comes down here, but she's cut that bit out. So that's got to go in as well. So I am just curious as to how she did that part. So that's going to be like so. So this part will at least attach to it, but I think I need to move it over. Maybe I need to put it mine right over onto the edge so that it's got something to attach to here. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay, so I want to attach this inside frame as well. I wasn't going to bother with this inside frame, but then I thought, no, I will. Because I just want to I want to try and do it the same. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here and just here. And I'm going to get my frame. Oh no, that's not where I wanted it. Damn it. And do I have a tissue somewhere? Let me just have a look. Here. Got some dried out baby wipes. That will work. I don't want the glue there. I want it on the other side. Like over towards the other edge. Actually, let's twist it around, because that can be the one that gets cut off. So I want it over here, not on this inside edge. I want it on the outer edge. So let's just do that. This is when I need my friend Felicity to actually show me how to make it. Okay, so I'm just going to secure that like that. And I'm going to get my embossing buddy, because that's where I put the glue. So I'm just going to make it not tacky, so it won't stick to anything while I'm trying to get the card together. Okay. So let's pop this here. Now I'm going to have to go over closer to the edge, so I've got something to secure my frame onto. Does that make sense? So I'm just thinking. That's just there. Just. And this is what she's cut off. She's cut off there. So let's just do a little bit more doctoring. There we go, a bit more there. And she's cut hers off. Or should I just leave mine on? Now there's an option. I could leave mine on. Why don't we do that, just to make it a little bit different? You know what, I think I will, just to be a little bit different. So I'm just got to make sure I get this over enough and get it on. Alright, no, I've got live people. Should I cut this part of the frame out, like on the sample card, or should I leave it? I can ask you because I'm live. So I'll just wait and see what you guys say. Leave it on? Yeah, I think I might actually, because it's sort of a bit interesting, isn't it? I think I should have made my fold piece a little bit wider so that I had more to cling on to. But anyway, let's just see what happens. It might be a big disaster, and then if it is, oh well. Now I am going to actually not put it all the way down that piece there. Actually, I probably shouldn't have put it right across here, or right across there. I don't think. It's a bit tricky, isn't it? Felicity has challenged me. Well, she didn't really challenge me. She didn't tell me I had to do this. Okay, let's just go right over. Okay. So that's going to be free floating. That's all down there. And how far down do I go? I can go to here, and then I'll go here, and then down here. That's in totally the wrong place, isn't it? You can see that glue is in totally the wrong place. Not sure if this is going to be successful, but we'll keep going, we'll keep persevering. Now that's needing to be attached. See what I mean by she does amazing cards with so much detail and layering, and us mere mortals can't reproduce it. Now that's actually stuck on a little bit now, so my card's going to be a little bit different, but I think it's going okay. I think. Okay, let's get my silicone mat. Everyone loves it when I'm live. Oh dear. I feel like I'm unstuck when I'm live. Okay, so now let's see. Oh no, see, look, I've done something not right. She tucked all her bits and pieces in underneath her frame. Gracious. Let's see if we can lift the frame a little bit before we get too far. Okay, I've lifted that a little bit. Okay, now I cut a few different pieces out, like different colors out, because I'm using slightly different color combination. Oh, these little bits, come on, out you come. Now they're sticking to my fingers. So yeah, we went down to Sydney yesterday and we had lunch. My brother and his wife are already down from Queensland for the wedding next weekend, and they were staying down at Narrabeen in their caravan, and so we went down and had lunch with them and some other people that we hadn't seen for ages. They came and joined us. We went to a really nice place at Newport, the Newport Club. Never been there before, and that was just lovely. Okay, so that's one. I've got different colors. Now I don't know how many she put in hers, but I'll just see what I can come up with. I think that color's not quite right. I just don't think that's right. I'm just gonna get rid of these bits, little filicky bits. So that was really nice. And then we on our way home we had to stop off at Milson's Point. There's a lady there that marches in the Anzac Day march with Mark and his mother, and she's lent us a lightweight wheelchair for Mark's mother for the wedding, just in case she can't manage the terrain. My mother-in-law is 96, so yes, so we just thought, you know what, we better try and work something out, because we don't know how good on her feet she's going to be walking across like a vineyard. to get to the wedding ceremony. So, and I've done this one. I've coloured it with my stamping blends. The tops was coloured with the blending brush, and then the stem was coloured with my stamping blend. I think I prefer that one than this peach pie. I think that's just a bit too stark, but we might use it somewhere else. You never know. So let's just see. Oh, Felicity, you've just challenged me next level. I'm really struggling. Let's just have a little look. Let's just put this down. It's going to be different, but that's okay. Everyone's cards are different. You don't have to make them exact, do you? But just the basics of the fold will be the same. Oh, come on. Okay, so I can tuck this one underneath, I think, if it'll let me. Okay, I'll just hold that down while I'm doing that, if I can. Okay, that's that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to mat as many things like Felicity has done. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just getting these little pieces out. Now this one I might cut off and just do it a little bit lower. So let's cut that down. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. So I've got my fine tip glue pen. We still do sell these, if anybody was wondering. The number is 138309. I can't remember how much it is. It's not too much. Or you can just type into the website, the online store, fine tip glue pen, and it'll come up. And I just think it's a little bit easier than the Tombow when you're using very fine dies. Okay, so I'm going to stick that one here and just place it. I mean, I think you just mat to, like, put all your layers on as you go. I don't think it has to be precise. Okay, let's do that. Press and seal, yes. Or we've got adhesive sheet. The Stampin' Up! Adhesive sheet is also really good. I could have used that, but I just sort of thought it is actually a little bit hard to get off the really fine dies, and that's sort of why I didn't go down that path. I just sort of thought, maybe not. Now, I've got some little bits and pieces here that are sticking to my fingers now and being troublesome. Oh, that's one I've cut off. Here we go. Let's see, should I put something in here? This one looks quite nice going in there, so let's do that. This one's sort of split. I don't want it to have glue leaking everywhere. Okay, so I'm going to just tuck that one in there. Just hold it down for a minute. The envelopes, Marilyn, are you talking about the ones with the magnetic sheet and the die, for the dies? Is that what you're talking about? They're called fun folds, Tanya. Yeah, intricate fun folds. These ones, I got them off Amazon, and they're 5 inches by 7 inches, but get the ones with the Velcro dot because they're the ones that fit inside the stamp cases. Don't do what I did and get the other ones that didn't have the Velcro dot, and they just are a bit too big and don't fit inside. And I really wish Stampin' Up! Would maybe come up with something like that. Just let me think. I could put this one down here. Yeah, I think that looks good. So this is just a matter of your own. I'd said to one of my customers who was trying to copy my card exactly one day, I said, you don't have to copy it exact. You know, you can do it the way you want. It's called creative license. Well, she's never let me live that down. I wasn't being sarcastic or being rude. I just said you don't have to copy it exact. And so I should listen to myself, shouldn't I? I don't have to copy it exact. It's creative license. I should listen to myself. Okay, this one I think would be really nice just here, and I might snip that off. I've got to remember I've got to put a sentiment. She's put it across there. Here's my sentiment banner. I could put it across here. Maybe that's, I'll leave that in position so I don't forget. And then, you know, go off on a tangent and do something silly. Because I'm known to do that. Okay. There we go. I reckon we should put it in the suggestion box, the sandbox. 100%, because, you know, these ones off Amazon, when you buy them in packs of 10, they work out to be $3.50. And honestly, I don't understand why they haven't already gone down that path. But, you know, I am just a mere mortal. I don't need to understand everything. I could stick this one under here, maybe. No, I don't like that. Okay, let me just put a few more little bits of texture and layer. But as I said, my friend Felicity is the master of texture and layering, and they always look so stunning. I feel like mine looks like a hot mess. Be like me most days. Okay. Now, will I put this one over here somewhere, or will I just leave well? Oh no, that looks all right. I was going to say, should I leave well enough alone? I don't think I'll use those ones. I think I've got enough. This video is going to be over half an hour. I just thought about that. Sorry. I normally try to keep my videos to half an hour because I figure nobody wants to watch me yabble on and create for that long. Okay, let's just hold this down. This pink one, yeah. I thought this was a bit too much. That's peach pie, and I thought, oh, I don't know, it's a bit much. Whereas this one was a little bit more subtle. Okay, I think all my little bits are in place. So yes, if you don't have yourself the fine tip glue pen, I have had this for so long. Thank you, Tanya. I've had it for ages, so it takes a long time to use up, I think, but it's just worth having because it's got that little needle point fine tip one, and sometimes that's really good to have when you're working with fine dies. If you haven't put adhesive sheet on the back, and I have found adhesive sheet on very delicate dies pulls off and pulls the die apart, and you don't want that. Okay, now let's think, what are we up to? How are we going? Oh look, I've got some leftovers, so if I need to do that, or should I not put a writing panel there? Should I just put the panel for writing on the back? Any thoughts on that? So Felicity put a little tiny panel inside to write on and left the back plain. I'd have to put a piece of Basic Beige on the back. You like it when I go longer? Thank you. If I was going to do that, maybe let's do our getting rid of all the glue that's on my glass mat. Sentiment first, and I think that will be like there. And If we're going to continue using the whole bundle, I think I'll use Celebrate. So let me just get a block out. It's not a lot of stamping, is there? And Secret C. Put a panel on the back. Yeah, I don't want to cover up the paper. That's my thoughts too. I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to cover up that beautiful paper. Let me just practice over here. Yeah. Okay, so I've got Secret C, and I'm just going to stamp it straight here. Yay. And that is all the stamping so far. And let's see. I could put it like, you know what, I'm not going to pop the banner. Felicity has popped it, but I don't want to do that. I think that's going to be just a bit too much going on. So let me just put glue here and here. And just, let's see. I want it to come to the edge of our frame. Oops. I have no idea if that's straight. Oh, look at you go, Tanya. Aren't you wonderful? Thank you. There we go. I think that's good. It's just tucked in underneath this flower. If you want to put a little bit more glue if he's lifting. It's almost like decoupage, really, isn't it? Just layer upon layer upon layer. Come on, you just stay attached. Okay. This is sort of not really my style. This stresses me out. Okay, so that's that. Let's get a couple of our beautiful embellishments. I didn't center that very well, did I? Oh well. I did that on purpose, you know, because I'm just going to do this. You know, I needed more space on that side for my embellishments. I'm kidding. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I want to cover that up either. I think that would be sad. So let's see. I don't know, it looks pretty nice though. Let's think. Let's put that away. And then let's go. Got a little tiny piece of Basic Beige. And a little cloud cover. Where are you? Okay. Let's have a little look. If I was to put it inside the card, like Felicity's done, I just need like a little strip. But I don't want to cover that up because it's so pretty. So I'm just seeing a bit of glue, excess glue, so let's get rid of that. Okay. I really don't want to cover that up. Okay, so let's do a panel on the back. Let's bring in our trimmer. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to do a matting. This is going to be the most matted card there is in town. So I'm going to do 10 by 14.4, and then I'm going to do 9.5 by 13.9, and let's have a look. So have I done that right in the right way? I have, thank goodness. I thought I just did it back to front. So that's going to leave it like that. I think I like that better. With the papers I've used, I think I do like that better. And I'm going to double mat onto the back. But before we do that, we've got some leftovers, or we've got cloud cover ink. Now, you do know that you can't, if you're a customer, you can't get the cloud cover ink in the classic stamping ink pad. Demonstrators could order them, but they weren't guaranteeing that they would be the right colour or that they wouldn't change. So if you want cloud cover, you need to, I'm just looking for the re, oh goodness. You need to buy the re-inker, and you need to get a pack of 5 uninked ink spots. This is one that's obviously inked. The ink spots are felt pads, and the cloud cover ink is not reacting with the felt pads. Hi Sheila! That's alright, you can always go back and watch. I've gone too long. I've been jabbering on and making a very complex card. So that's how you're going to get your cloud cover ink. And unfortunately, they didn't release the classic ink pads to customers because they knew they couldn't guarantee it would be right. So that's my suggestion. Buy the refill. There's 5 uninked classic ink spots in the catalogue, and I think they're $17.50, and you can ink one up with cloud cover and keep the other 4 for other things that you might wish to ink up the same way. So, but I've got a cloud cover ink pad, and it seems to be working okay for me, so yay that. Okay, where's my stamp set's gone? We could stamp something. We've got this spray as well. We can use some of that if we wanted to on here, or we could stamp something. Let me think. What shall we do? I do like this stamp, and I think we should have a little play with that. Okay, I'm not normally live on a Monday, Sheila. My Makeup Monday is normally pre-recorded, but, you know, I just decided I ran out of time on the weekend, so I decided, you know what, let's just go live instead. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put this up here. I think that looks okay. Oh, sorry, Sheila. I don't like it. People are going through things. It's horrible. So I'm just going to get rid of some of these little fine detail things. So if you've hung around with me for the duration of today, you need a gold star, because I've gone longer, and I'll probably get a shock when I realise how long I've gone. Oh, 45 minutes so far, or thereabouts. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought. I felt like I've been on here for hours. Anyway, yep. What about that? Does that look okay? I think it looks all right. Get rid of that. Might need my fine tip glue pen again. Okay, so we'll just pop a few little spots, and hopefully I won't have glue spurtage, because glue spurtage is not pleasant. Okay, let's just see if we can carefully pick that up. Okay, so let's just press that down with the back of your take your pick tool, because, you know, that's what they're there for. Okay. Move this away again with all my bits on it. And let's bring it over here and pop glue on the back here. This is a way more matted and detailed card than I normally do, but I'm liking it. Okay. Wonder if Matthew's still with us. Did you last the duration, Matthew? or did you get bored and have to go? Sorry. Okay, so that's the back of our card. So that's where you'd write your greeting. Okay, let's turn it over and see what we think. Totally different looking cards, but it's the same design. Well, pretty much. I left my frame. I didn't cut my frame. Felicity's little Z fold here is a little bit longer because she has a little bit more there. You lasted. Good man. She has a little bit more paper that she could attach to, so maybe I should have made that a little bit bigger, but it still worked. It still worked. It's hanging in there, but it's only attached with a very fine hair little wisp. What else is a bit different? Felicity rounded her corners. I've left mine square, but that's okay. You can round your corners if you prefer. What else? She used a different banner. I don't know what that banner's from because I don't have it. And she put just a little panel in here for the writing, whereas we decided we didn't want to cover up our roses, and we went with a panel on the back. So I do have a little bit of excess glue everywhere because it sort of was a little bit hard to keep the glue under control. You could put some Wink Stella on this if you wanted to. I don't know whether I do. I'll decide that afterwards, and then I might go crazy and add Wink Stella everywhere. I don't know. What do you think? Does it need a bit of sparkle, or would you leave it as is and it's a little bit more earthy and rustic? It's funny how both cards are from the same sweet collection of papers, exactly the same, and yet how different do they look? I think I might leave it. I think I might leave it a little bit more earthy. Yeah, so attaching your frames is a bit tricky, and then leaving your frame unattached to stick your little foliage in. But, you know, and if I'd made my little double Z a little bit bigger, I think that would have made the card a bit easier for me to make. But I'm fairly happy with that because, as I said, that is not my normal style of card to make. I do like fun folds, but I tend not to do as much detail and layering. Always wink for you. Now, where would you wink, Tanya? Would you wink here or would you wink in here? That is the question. Look, let's just do it. Let's just do it here. Hang on, just make sure it's not blobbing. I don't want to ruin it with blobs of Wink Stella now. So I'm just going. I think this one here with a little bit of apricot or peach is really good because it just sort of makes it pop off the papers. I'm just going to wink up these little flowery bits. Yeah, you're right, Tanya. It needed wink. Little bit of wink never goes astray. Now I've got to figure out how am I going to photograph this card. There we go. How about that? You don't even wink the flower petals. Just what I did. Did I do it right? I think I did. And you can't probably see the wink because that doesn't show up very well on camera. So it's a double Z fold card, and it's using the frames. It's using the whole beautiful gallery suite. Whew. I'm a bit hot and bothered now. Let me just come back to face view. Thank you for hanging in with me. Look, I've nearly gone an hour. Oh, wow. Thanks for hanging in with me. So that is our card using the beautiful Gallery Suite collection. It's one of the high-end suites in the catalogue, but if you're wanting it, you could get another suite of a lesser value for half price until the end of June. So don't forget that. So that's our card, that's the back. And I think it came, and I just can't believe that they've come from the same, going back to the beginning now, Sheila. They've come from exactly the same suite, and the papers exactly the same, and yet they look quite different. How nice is that? Thank you so much for watching me and hanging with me for 55 minutes and 46 seconds. I hope you all have a great start to your week. I will be back on Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock, and I promise I won't go as long. This Wednesday is my Make and Create for June. So if you ordered from me in the month of May, you would have got, thank you, Matthew, and thank you for watching. That was great. If you bought from me during the month of May, over $50 from me, you would have got a little packet in the mail, and that's a card that we're going to make on Wednesday afternoon, and that's my Make and Create. That's just a thank you for shopping with me. You love the difference between the two. It's quite amazing, the difference. I'm quite blown away at how different they both look. But anyway, they both look lovely. I loved my card Felicity sent me, so that's why I had to try and recreate it. This will be my next one that I try. This was from my friend Christy, so I haven't tried an arrow card or a fan card. So that'll be the next one I'll try, down the track. So thank you so much for joining me. Please like, give me a thumbs up, and share my channel as I try to grow it. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.